Part 2. I've done it in 2 parts purely because that first video was quite long and I don't want to take up too much of time. But that's a little bit about my backstory. So, where we left off, the Hulk. I thought my fortress was amazing. I had it built, had it structured. I could walk down corridors, I could go into rooms, I could go for a swim in the pool, I could have a sauna. I could go in the gym and train my brain. And then the Hulk came knocking. And when the Hulk knocks, it's not a, it's a, he come knocking. Boy, did he come knocking. Crashed through my barriers, crashed through my front door, crashed into the walls, the doors, the rooms, the structure, the corridors, the swimming pool, the sofas, the ironing board, the kitchen sink. Out the window. And when he'd finished, he just and walked off. I was too tired to rebuild my fortress. Shame to miss it. I got back on the beer. Put my wife through it. Spent some money. Money we didn't have. We were saving for a house. So my brain was in tatters, as many of you go through, and many of you have as well. And I hated myself. I hated who I was becoming again. I was becoming that Tom from 2007. The drinky Tom. The don't give a fuck Tom. So, I was in a good job. I had a big corporate company behind me. I was just a maintenance guy. I painted walls and cleaned toilets. Yeah, I cleaned toilets. 27 toilets every day for 3 hours. My self-esteem, who I thought I was, who I was becoming, where I was going, nothing at that point in my life was going anywhere I wanted it to go. I had some counselling, and I remembered something I did when I was 18, 19, joining the Royal Marines, applying for the Royal Marines. Sorry, I'm not a WOL. I was applying for the Royal Marines. I started to get a mindset of somebody who was physically robust and killing people was a normal thing in that environment. So I had these very powerful vision, dark memories, and I have a very vivid imagination, and that helps in twofold, and that's another story. But I had a very vivid imagination. I was telling myself these stories about how I was a Royal Marine and I was Special Forces and I was doing these amazing things and I was just killing everybody basically. I was basically Rambo in my own head. And I remember doing that. I remember thinking, why was I doing that? Why did I do that? For no rhyme or reason, I was doing it. I was mentally preparing myself. I was visualizing without knowing it then, but I do know now. I was visualizing me being a Royal Marine. I was taking action in the fact that when my mates were drinking, I was the one out being healthy and fit and active. I was the one doing all the things to make me fitter and stronger and better. I was in the constant pursuit of excellence, which is a theme that runs with me today. And I remember thinking, that's what I did. That's what I did. I used to think like that. And I never not thought like it. I always kept these dark fit images in my head. And I remember having this one counselling session and walking out going, I know what I've got to do. The counselling was crap, to be honest. It didn't work for me. But I walked out going, I know what I need to do. What I needed to do was tell myself a story. What I needed to do was kick the Hulk in the bollocks. What I needed to do was build my fortress again. But properly. No moat this time because they can swim. No high walls because they can climb. How was I going to build this fortress? I watched, and this is how good my imagination is, I watched the film called The Watchmen. I don't know if you've seen it. Dr. Manhattan basically flies off to Mars and he builds this crystal palace kind of thing out of the earth, and it's amazing. So that's where I went. I took my brain and I went, right, I'm not running away this time. I'm going to face it head on. But I need fresh ground. I need fresh mental space. So I did a lot of freehand writing. I wrote constantly for days, for weeks, for months, probably for over a year. I kept a daily log. And every time I finished it, I screw it up, or I light it, and I throw it in the fire, or I throw it outside and I watch it burn. It's very important you watch it burn. You never read what you've just written because you've just emptied the space in your head of all that negativity, of all that anxiety and everything that's going through you. You've just emptied your head onto this piece of paper. Then you burn it. The visualization of you burning it tells you it's going away, and then your head is then freed up from more space. But you put in positive space. Not kind of like visualization of lemon meringue pie, but proper, real, mental development. Personal development is key. I built my first fortress and a Hulk came along, smashed it, not a problem. Built another one, smashed that one, not a problem. Built another one, smashed that one, not a problem. Built another one, smashed that one, not a problem. I kept building, I kept building, I kept building. I would self-analyse everything. Why did I think like that? Why did I say that information? What was it about that conversation which made me go down this avenue? What was it that person said to me which made me have this emotion, which brought that emotion on? I would analyse constantly everything, and I still do to this day. I watch people, I look at people, and I analyse them. I analyse myself. You haven't got to do that unless you're weird like me and wonderful. That's how I did it. How you can work this into yourself. Have yourself a conversation with yourself. Stand in front of a mirror, stand in front of your phone, stand in front of a wall, stand in front of a dog, whatever you want. But have the hard conversation. What was it back then that made me do this? If you don't know what I'm on about, I'm not going to rephrase it, watch the first video. Then work that out. Understand why that happened. Understand the bridges that connect that thought to where you are today. Secondly, have your 3-word mantra. Very important. Thirdly, build a fortress in your mind. Build a safe space. Some people and some counsellors and some people I've spoken to over the years, they said, have a safe space to go to. Make your home your safe space. I could not disagree more than that, and I'm really sorry if you're a professional person and you say do this to people, do this because it's done, do this. I'm really sorry if this goes against you. I don't mean to, but personally that was the worst thing anybody ever told me, because somebody said to me, make somewhere your safe haven, somewhere where you can go, where you can feel completely relaxed and you feel completely safe. I made that my home. Do you know how hard it is to get out of your own home when you have anxiety? Do you know how hard it is to get out of your own home when you've got depression? Do you know how hard it is to get out of your own home, to go to work, when you've made your safe place your home? Fucking hell, it's hard. I call it free falling. When I walk out my front door and all of a sudden falling out of a plane. My safe zone is in here. I can't go home during the working day. I can't go home during a client. I can't go home when I'm 400 miles away. If you're going to have a safe zone, make it everywhere. I know that sounds weird, and if you're a professional, I'm really sorry. I might be going against what you do and what you teach, and I'm really sorry, but please forgive me. If you make it everywhere, if you get it in there, you get it in your head, because your mantra is going to help you through that phase. Your mantra is going to develop you. Your mantra is your safe place. That is your password to your fortress. A password the Hulk will never have. Your safe zone is in your mind, a place where you go mentally. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. You go to this safe space. You go to this safe place in your brain where everything makes sense, everything works. You are always in control, because the thing that fears me most is losing control. I'm not a control freak, but I hate not being in control. Anxiety, depression, PTSD, and all those sorts of bits and pieces can be a loss, is a sense of loss, if you like, a sense of loss of control. And there's many forms of that, but generally, how I describe it is a sense of loss for something that happened to you. So I built this place in my head, which is where I'm in full control. And when the Hulk comes knocking on my fortress, which when he's knocked down it a lot, when he thumps on the wall, I hear him knocking, and I think to myself, come on then, in you go. You find the hole, I'll fix it. And I'll self-analyse the situation I'm in. Maybe I'll self-analyse something that happened the day before. Maybe I'll catch myself free falling, and I'll let the Hulk knock. And I will picture him swaggering, thumping the walls, kicking them, punching, kissing him, growling at the wall, yelling at the wall, let me in. I'm coming in. I'm getting in. And I sit in my fortress and I'm like, keep trying. Because I'm in control right now. I know why you're here. I know why you're there. I know while you're knocking on that door. I know why you're here. I've worked it out. I'm smarter than you. And he knocks. He knocks. Fucking hell, doesn't he half knock sometimes? He gets in a rage. And I'm sitting there by my log fire in my chair with my pipe and my dog next to me. And I'm like, keep knocking, big boy. You ain't coming in this time. And he gets bored and goes away and cries. 1-0 to me, out of many losses. Sometimes he just comes in and barges in, pushes past, and that's it. He goes a bit crazy and walks out. And I'm like, fucking hell. Right, take stock. What just happened? Why did that happen? How did it happen? What can I do? Where's the triggers? Where's the mechanisms? What's the process? Recalibrate, write it down, burn it, go out and do something, go for a run, and I will analyse until I work out exactly what's wrong with me. Remember I said I was the Terminator? Analyse everything, process all the information, and boom, make the decision, take action. I mean, action. You take massive action in getting better. You do not go to the bar. You don't go to the bottle of wine. You don't go to the fridge. You don't get the food. You take massive action in getting out and doing something positive. You do it positive and you do it quickly. Whatever it might be. Walk, run, have a wank, doesn't matter. You do something. And then sometimes, I like these days. Sometimes the Hulk, he's there, He's running at the door. He's gonna come straight through that door. He is gonna smash my door down, run straight through the heart of my house, and back out the other side like an arsehole. So do you know what I do? I open the door. I let the Hulk in. I remain in control. I know my triggers. I know when I'm going downhill. I know when I'm slipping. So when I'm in that state, of mind where I'm going, okay, I'm falling, I don't know why, I can't do anything about it right now because I'm at a party, because I'm out with my wife, because I'm playing with my kid. What do I do? Let him in. Boom, in you come. And I say it. In my head, in my mouth, I say it. In you come. But you can come into my fortress today, but you sit your arse down over there until I'm ready to deal with you. Because right now I'm busy. And right now I cannot deal with you in my head, destroying it, fucking it all up. You sit your arse down, shut up, read the newspaper, and wait for me to come and speak to you. I have that exact conversation probably 20 times a week. I catch myself. I'm getting better. I've been getting better ever since. He still comes in, but he comes in when I let him now. 2 weeks ago, I had a big burnout. I had a big cry. I had a lot of stress to deal with. I had a lot of financial worry. I had a lot of work. I've just set my own little business up, my own little training business, and I had a lot of pressure. And my wife was is struggling with PND, postnatal depression, and she's also having anxiety, and she's not dealing with other shit that she should be dealing with. And my sister gave me a cuddle, and I broke down right in front of her. I broke down in front of both my brothers and both my sisters and my dad. I haven't cried in front of a single person for 10 years. I might have cried twice in 10 years. I broke down in front of my entire family. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. The important thing is you keep going and you work out the trigger, you work out why. The more you do it, the better it becomes. And then you have the conversation with whatever you might name it. You might name it terminally, you might name it Bob, you might name it anything you want. It's yours, okay? Your depression, your anxiety, your PTSD, your bipolar, whatever it is you struggle with, whatever it is you suffer with, whatever thing that goes on in your head that makes you not you, name it. Talk to it. Treat it. I'm working with a young woman now, and we've worked out she's got a little girl in her head. That little girl is the reason she stops herself doing so much. So when we're working with each other and we're doing her fitness progression, we try and teach the little girl in her mind, we try and teach this little girl in her mind to grow and to blossom and to be the person that this person wants her to be. She wants this person to be confident and outgoing and fun and clever. But this little girl won't let her. So we have to teach the little girl, it's okay. It's okay. It really is. It is okay. And she is changing so much and she is growing so much as a person. It's absolutely humbling to see. If you can take anything from that, if you can take any advice from that, and if you can take any value from that, and it can help you, then thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Key points. Have a mantra. 3 words that are your words and your words alone. Talk to your head. Build your fortress. It will come tumbling down around you, but if you can rebuild it and rebuild it and rebuild it, and you can resist the thoughts of going somewhere else, you will win. If you can maintain a positive attitude, if you are 51% positive all the time, you're winning 1%. You are winning 1%. That's all it takes. It's 1%. Work out your triggers, work out why you have these feelings, thoughts, emotions, spasms, experts, whatever word comes to your mind that makes you happen. If you can understand those as well, that's a really valuable key and a really valuable skill. And also do lots of personal development because it's massively important. There's a great book called There's No D in PTSD, which is a very interesting read. To be fair, I quite enjoy reading that. There's also a great book called Big Al Schneider, Personality Colours. That's a really good book to read as well because it just lets you in on a little window of people, which is really fascinating. And another really good book is called First Man In, Ant Middleton's new book, First Man In. Fantastic book. It's really good. I listen to all my books. I can't read. I can read, but I don't read very well. I have all my audiobooks, Ant Middleton's book, Colour Personalities by Al Schneider, and the other one I mentioned, you heard it anyway, that one. Those 3 books have really made a massive difference to my life, and they've really helped me move on. But a lot of the skill set I have, I've self-learned and I've self-taught. And if you are a professional, I'm really sorry if it has gone against anything you said. You guys do amazing work and you help so many people do amazing things. I'm just hoping that my outward way of thinking may help one person, and if it does, fantastic, no harm done. And if it doesn't work for you, great, not a problem. Always get professional advice though, always take professional instruction, and just grow as a person, grow as an individual. Your condition, PTSD, bipolar, depression and all that sort of stuff, it's a part of you, it's a part of who you are, but never let it define you. Don't be the guy who, he's got PTSD, he's got a mental illness. Don't ever let it define you. Be the person you aspire to be, because when people say to you, who inspires you, your answer should be me. I inspire myself for getting out of bed in the morning. I inspire myself by working as hard as I do. I inspire myself because I'm trying to build something greater than me. I inspire myself because it's only me that can do it. Because none of you lot are going to help me grow my business. None of you lot are going to do my work for me. None of you are going to make me better. We can support each other and we can help each other, and we can be there when we're feeling shit, and we can be there when we're doing an amazing thing, and we can be there and watch each other grow. But everything you do, you need to do. Everything you do, you must take action on, and you must take a massive action. And if you're in a situation which is crap, change it. Just do something which changes that situation. Small or big, make the change, because it is probably going to be the best thing you can do and will probably save you in your marriage. Anyway, this video is now 23 minutes long. I've gone on a little bit. I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop because I really want to help you guys. I really want to give you guys something amazing to go away with and some value. And please just get in touch with me if you want to have a chat. If you want to know any more weirdness that I teach, please get in touch. And I will offer you advice, but my first piece of advice and my last piece of advice is always get professional help if you do need it. Samaritans do a wonderful job, mine do an amazing job, and professional counsellors do a fantastic job in what they do, and how they cope, I've no idea. But yeah, medical advice, professional advice first, and then if any of these little combinations, any of these little structures work, any of these little coping mechanisms work for you, great, keep them, take them, teach others that same technique, because you may help somebody else. You may help save someone's life, which is a massively powerful thing. And if you've got the power and responsibility to do that, then you should be sharing it. Guys,